Well, it's getting messier at Wells Fargo, and the $185 million fine over widespread illegal activity, including opening as many as 2 million accounts without customer knowledge to improve sales numbers, isn't the end of it. Federal prosecutors in New York and California are now looking into the matter. We're joined now live for some analysis by defense attorney David Schwartz. Good morning, David. This is a big escalation from the fine, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Good morning. Great to be here. This is just the beginning, and if the Department of Justice does their job, there may be some criminal indictments coming out of this.
All right, so that's my follow-up then. Civil or criminal, or perhaps both?
Yeah, well, look, we got the civil penalty of $100 million. Certainly, those customers that have been defrauded, and I don't know the amount of customers. I know there may have been 5,000 people in the bank itself involved, but those customers certainly should sue, and they certainly have damages because these were unauthorized accounts being opened up. These accounts will have a direct effect on their credit. You know, they may see their credit going down, and that affects their ability to borrow. And it's a fraud. It's a fraud, and it's unauthorized transfer of their funds. So I'm sure you'll be seeing a lot of plaintiffs coming out of the woodwork and suing here. And who knows, you may even see a class action.
And explain a little bit more about what was happening, right? They opened the Wells Fargo apparently opened these bogus accounts with bogus emails, and then
it's unbelievable. You have thousands of employees opening up fake accounts. Now, apparently, there was a lot of pressure on the employees to do business, to get business for the bank. So what they were doing was they were opening up fake credit cards, fake bank accounts, transferring money without the customer's permission to do so, and you have this widespread conspiracy. Now the Department of Justice, now going on the criminal side, I think the civil side is pretty clear. You're going to have the customers suing. You've got the regulatory agency that already took $100 million. But how high up does this go? I mean, if we wanted to do an analysis of bank fraud and how the big banks get away with murder in our society, this would be the perfect bank to do a widespread investigation. And I have to tell you, it won't take it's not an intense investigation. All you have to do is indict, those on the bottom floor, those bankers who did the transactions in the first place, and then you'll be able to flip many of them to see how far this goes, an analysis of the emails to see who directed who to do this in the bank. So this would be a good one for the Department of Justice to sink their teeth into.
We're speaking live this morning with defense attorney David Schwartz about the scandal that's unfolded at Wells Fargo. How about the bank acknowledging that it got rid of 5,300 employees over a 5-year period? What took so long for this to develop?
I mean, so we're assuming that there were at least 5,300 employees that were involved in this scandal somehow. So we know who the employees are. We know who the 5,300 are. It's hard to believe that upper management and senior management didn't know what was going on. Yeah. Well, obviously, at some point, they found out what was going on. Did they find out from an LA Times article, or did they find out from their own internal investigation? Yeah. That's pretty interesting also. But this story should not end, and hopefully does not end. The Department of Justice has a real poor record of diving into cases like this. But we need to see whether or not this is just a bunch of bankers, gone haywire and committing crimes and committing fraud, or is this a deeper conspiracy within the bank? Because 5,300 were fired, it leads me to believe that there is a much deeper conspiracy that went on in this bank.
Yeah, that seems like more than just ordinary pressure to make sales numbers.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I mean, that's the excuse that we're reading about, that they were under so much pressure, which in and of itself...
Everybody is.
Crime. Right, everyone's under pressure, right? But that in and of itself could be a crime if they were running such a practice where it was do or die, and so many people... I mean, it seems to me you have 5,300 people that it was commonly known within the bank, hey, if you want to meet your numbers, you got to open up these credit cards and you got to transfer money into new accounts, because then it shows that you opened up a new account.
It's unbelievable. Good insight. Hey, thanks for sharing a few minutes. Nice talking to you. Defense attorney David Schwartz with us live this morning. 20 minutes now in front of the hour on This Morning, America's First News.
If you're familiar with